Hello Gates. Sally Field and Paul Newman are two names that come to mind immediately away when you think about Hollywood icons. One is an Oscar-winning actress who is noted for her deep emotions and parts that people can't forget. The other was a timeless icon famed for her piercing blue eyes, effortless charm, and a career that defined great American movies. But there was a narrative that fans whispered about for years behind their professional connection. Sally Field is now 79 years old and has now told about what exactly transpired between her and Paul Newman and why she kept quiet for so long. The fact isn't controversial, but it's very emotional, very human, and far stronger than any rumors. You need to go back to the early 1980s to understand why this news is crucial. Sally Field already had a good name, having garnered accolades for parts that demonstrated both power and weakness. By that time, Paul Newman was a Hollywood legend, well-liked, respected, and already married to Joanne Woodward. Their romance is now deemed one of the most enduring love narratives in film history. They worked together professionally in 1981 when they both acted in the movie Absence of Malice. It was a sharp and serious political thriller, and their connection on screen was apparent. Fans and press noticed right away. People watched how wonderfully Newman and Field worked together, how passionate their moments were, and how gracious they were in interviews. People started to guess. Was there something else? Was there a hidden romance? At the time, neither of them addressed it. Sally Field moved on with her career. Paul Newman remained devoted to his family and his philanthropic efforts. And the rumors quietly lived on in Hollywood lore. Decades later, Sally Field eventually addressed the topic in interviews while reflecting on her life and work. And what she confessed wasn't a clandestine love affair, but something far more serious. She noted that working with Paul Newman had been one of the most unforgettable times of her professional life. She remarked about how kind he was, how considerate, how he treated her as an equal at a moment when young actors frequently battled to be taken seriously. She recognized she admired him intensely not only as an actor, but as a man of integrity. Field recognized that there was chemistry, sure, but stressed that it never passed into a love connection. Paul Newman, she underscored, was entirely devoted to Joanne Woodward. He was committed, principled, and protective of his family. And Sally Field, rather than trying to disturb that, appreciated it. Her quiet throughout the years wasn't hiding a scandal. It was preserving the dignity of a man she respected, and a marriage she never wanted to harm with gossip. In opening up now, Field wasn't exposing a secret. She was commemorating a memory. She considered Newman as one of the rare persons in Hollywood who never lost his moral compass, even at the height of popularity. She spoke on how his presence on set made her feel safe, seen, and valued. And how his example affected the way she viewed her own profession and personal boundaries moving forward. Paul Newman's legacy, of course, reaches far beyond acting. He co-founded Newman's Own, the food firm that distributes all proceeds to charity, raising hundreds of millions of dollars for causes throughout the world. He stayed married to Joanne Woodward for 50 years, until his death in 2008. And in an industry famed for broken relationships, that loyalty became part of his mystique. As for Sally Field, she continued creating a career defined by unvarnished honesty. 2 Academy Awards, multiple recognized roles, and a reputation for sincerity both on screen and off. Now, in her elder years, she's starting thinking more freely on her path, the challenges, the achievements, and the folks who shaped her along the way. So what does this story genuinely mean? It reminds us that not every powerful bond is romantic. Some ties are established on respect, mentorship, and shared artistry. It also illustrates that real integrity frequently happens quietly, without headlines, without drama, without spectacle. And occasionally, the truth people wait decades to hear is simpler, softer, and more charming than the rumors ever were. Sally Field didn't finally tell the truth to shock the world. She told it to memorialize a friendship, to clarify the air, and to respect a guy whose integrity meant as much as his talent. And maybe that's the bigger lesson here. In a world enthralled with scandal, sometimes the actual tale is about respect, temperance, and elegance. If this story astonished you, or changed the way you see Sally Field and Paul Newman, let me know your opinions in the comments. Did you ever trust the rumors? Or do you think their narrative implies Hollywood can still contain real dignity? Drop your opinion below, And don't forget to like and subscribe for more unseen stories behind the legends.